Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, High Priestess J, and I'm going to welcome you to a new series that I'm filming called Hoodoo Your Home. And in this series, I'm just going to show you the different ways that I use hoodoo, alchemy, Feng Shui, folk magic, all sorts of different things to improve my home space and improve my living space. And so today we're going to start off with a cleanse that I do using sage and vinegar. And then I'm also going to show you how to crystal grid your home and how to crystal grid your car for protection and safety using one of my favorite stones. Using one of my favorite stones, black tourmaline. So if you're interested in figuring out or finding out how to hoodoo your home, stay tuned. Alright, so we're in my kitchen and I'm about to show you how to make this cleanse. It's very simple. It only takes 3 ingredients that you probably already have on tap. Distilled white vinegar, cheap as hell. You can get this at any grocery store. You could probably get it at the dollar store. You can get it at Target, Walmart, all those places. I love using this for a plethora of reasons. I like to use it as a cleaning agent, but also I use it to cleanse my home. I have white sage here, which there's a lot of talk about white sage and it being, misused by certain groups of people. I have personally stopped burning white sage just for, my own practices. I no longer do it, but I do use white sage in this cleansing technique. And plain old water. You can use tap water. You can use reverse osmosis water. Whatever kind of water you like to use, go ahead and use that. And then a sauce pot. Alright, so we got the sauce pot on the stove. We're going to add some water. I'm going to add a few more cupfuls of water. And we can just turn the burner on. Then we will add some of the vinegar here. And I don't measure this at all. I just kind of add as much as I feel. I really do this cleanse, how would you say, intuitively, based on what I feel like is needed or not needed. And then I just take my sage bundle, which my camera is not focusing, it's okay, and I break off a few pieces. And usually while I do this, I state some intentions as the water is burning, such as, I want to cleanse this home of any energies that are not congruent with my greatest and highest good. If I have somebody icky over, which I haven't really had that many people come over, only like my best friends and my family have been over in my house. But this is a new home, so I do like to cleanse it often the first couple months, weeks, and days that I'm in here. I think it's a great idea to deeply cleanse your home. So we're just breaking the sage in there. It's also a good idea to give gratitude to your plants that you're using in your conjure and in your magical and spiritual practices, because plants do have energies and spirits that reside within them. They do certain things and they help move energy in certain ways. So it's really good to be cognizant of that and to give thanks to them for doing their job and working on your behalf. Okay, so we're just gonna let that boil. Okay, so now that this is all boiled, we're going to take it off the burner and walk it through the house. Low vibrational people, pieces, and things. Cleanse this room of any and all low vibrational people, places, and things. Not the places and things that do not belong here. And this should be. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. I'll cleanse this home. Energies, places, and things. So usually I walk through every single room in my home with that hot pot of boiling water. I didn't put my glove on this time. I like to usually have like a pot burner under the pan so it's not too like heavy on my wrist because my wrists are really delicate. And I'll put a glove on so that I don't like burn myself. You should do that too. I'll walk through every single room of my home and just say a prayer. I might read psalms or recite psalms that I know from memory. I might just say something off dome, like I cleanse my home of any and all people, places, and situations that are no longer serving my greatest and highest good. Or I'll just keep the intention in my mind and just radiate that energy as I'm walking around the space and letting the steam from the concoction that we just made just go everywhere. And as you saw, I did open my balcony and all of my windows in my home were open. And the reason why you want to do that is because sage can be very sticky, meaning that it will adhere itself to the walls in your space. So you don't want to burn it or make steam with it or anything like that unless you have a way for the energies that you're trying to expel to actually exit your space. So having a window open, a door open if you feel comfortable with that, like a front door, a patio door, a balcony door, or anything like that is really good for that concoction and for when you use sage in general. And I'm just going to link below different ways that you can cleanse and clear energy. I have a blog post on that and you can just check that out and use all the different ways or find something beyond sage to cleanse your home and space. So now that we've done that, I am going to show you how I use black tourmaline to grid my home. So I live in a high-rise building. I used to live in a duplex, so I had like a backyard area, front yard area, and so given my limitations, I will be placing these in the four corners of my home. Now, if you also live in a space where you don't really have access to outside like that, all you really need is your four corners of your space, and you'll just place each piece of tourmaline in each corner, and as you place it, you can say a little affirmation, you can say a psalm, you can make up a protection phrase or whatever you want to do. And if you live in a place where you have a yard and you have outside area and stuff like that, then you're going to want to put your pieces of tourmaline in all four corners of your property. So what that means specifically is that you're going to want to get a shovel or a spoon or some type of tool and dig deep enough to where, you know, if you have your lawn mowed or whatever, the lawnmower doesn't get messed up because it's chomping on crystals. And you're going to bury these, okay? So like I said, I do not have access to that currently in my beautiful living situation. So I'm just going to show you how I place my black tourmaline. So first I'm going to cleanse it, and I'm going to be using Palo Santo to do this. Palo Santo literally translates in English to holy wood. Actually, I could be lying, but it is a traditional cleansing tool used by you know, people of Latin descent, obviously because it's in Spanish. And so that's another thing that you need to keep mindful about this. There are also some things going on with this herbal ally, just like the sage, the white sage, and how it's being kind of like gentrified by people. I have read that people have been harvesting the Palo Santo before it's ready to be harvested, and so, you know, you're getting bum Palo Santo, you're getting the spirit of this plant disturbed. So it's always good to respect the herbs and plants and allies that you're working with. I've literally had this piece forever. I don't intend on buying new Palo Santo. And in addition to that, I really think that it's important to find herbs and plants in your native area or wherever you're living, or even in your native culture. So like, I am Congolese, so I could probably do some research and figure out what different plants from my country have a protective element towards them. And I highly encourage everybody that knows their specific lineage to do that. If you don't, then I highly encourage you to figure out which plants are in your immediate vicinity that you can use, that you can pick with your own hands and leave offering when you're picking it, and use that in your practice. Just a way to get more acquainted with plant energies, plant spirits, and really amplify your magic and your alchemy. Because I feel like the more things that you DIY and get your hands dirty with, the better it is. So anyway, I've lit this Palo Santo, and I'm just going to cleanse my black tourmaline pieces of any and all energies that they may have picked up since I bought them, or any and all energies that were on them in the store that I got them from. And I do this, I crystal grid every single place that I live in, every single place. I've been doing this since, wow, 2016. I've been crystal gridding my homes. So I love it. I feel like it just adds an extra layer of protection. And it's fun to do. And if you're spiritual, you get it. You understand how crystals work and the types of things that they can do for you, the types of properties that they have, and all that good stuff. So now that my crystals have been cleansed, I just like to run it over myself a little bit. Okay, we're gonna let that go out. And then we're gonna go to the four corners of my home, and I'll show you how I place these. So currently we're in my kitchen, which according to Feng Shui principles, how I gridded my home, and I can show you guys this in another video, is in my helpful people and travel section. So I selected this piece of black tourmaline because it has this kind of like white, kind of shiny substance on it. It resembles mica, and so silver, white, and gray are really good in this section of my home. So this is the corner of my house that I'm going to be putting this tourmaline in. It happens to be in this deep dark corner here, so I'm literally just going to tumble it down there, and yeah, that's where it is. I'll probably get a broom to push it further back into that corner. So that's piece number one placed. So the next piece that I have of black tourmaline is just going to go into this section right here, right in the corner there, quick and easy to place. It's a no-brainer. Here's another section of my house. I know it's crazy. I don't have any furniture yet. I literally just moved in, but it's all good. We're putting the third piece of black tourmaline here, and I have one of my organites here. I love organites. I love using them. I actually have a grid of organites here as well, but I'm not going to show you guys that just yet. So that's the third piece. Now we're in the fourth corner, and we have our last piece of black tourmaline, and it's going to go right in this corner right there, period. So that is how I make my crystal grids in my home. Some people are satisfied with just placing the crystals in the spot. That's it. The grid is activated. It's started. You can use your mental energy to do that. Some people like to use pendulums or crystal wands to activate their grids. That's cool too. If you're interested in knowing what that looks like, I can definitely show you. Just leave a comment below and I will get started on that. What are other ways? Other people like to use meditation and visualization to activate their crystal grids. There are so many different ways that you can do it. And now I'm going to show you how I up-leveled this to the next, a whole nother level, basically, because I have a garage parking spot, and I just thought, wow, it would be really cool if I had a crystal grid around my parking spot, don't you think? And then I thought about, well, I don't want my crystals to get crushed or stolen or mistaken for trash or just like regular rocks or anything, because they do like clean that area monthly. And so I figured, maybe I can put a crystal grid in my car. So how I crystal grid my vehicle is very simple, and it's almost completely similar to how I crystal grid my home. I just take this instant tacky reusable craft putty, which can be bought literally at any place where they sell posters. I would highly suggest checking Michael's Arts and Crafts or Joann Fabrics or Hobby Lobby, places like that for it. Simple to use. It only cost me $2 and some change, and you can use it for a bunch more things. You can use it to place other crystals in your car. You could use it to stick crystals to your wall. You could use it for your manifestation boards and ideas. You can use it to put up posters and all sorts of stuff. I really love using the craft putty. It's amazing. You don't have to use like thumbtacks or anything. It doesn't damage your walls. Simple, easy to use, and it's not messy. So I just break a piece off of the craft putty, and I simply adhere it to the back of the tourmaline. And then I take the tourmaline with the putty adhered to it, and I stick it in the four corners of my car. So I stick one on the driver's side, one on the passenger side, one in the back in the trunk area of my car, and then on the other side of the trunk area of my car. And again, you can use pendulums, you can use crystal wands, you can use visualization, whatever you want to do to activate your crystal grid. It is all up to you. You don't have to do anything how I'm doing it. And also you can use different types of crystals. So you can use clear quartz, you can use selenite, you can use whatever type of crystal you like. You can use red jasper, that's a very protective stone. You can use dragon stone. If you know your Chinese zodiac, you could get a crystal that corresponds with your zodiac animal. So if you're the dragon, then dragon stone would be perfect for you. What else? Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just be hella creative. And remember that it's your practice, and so do what you want, basically. I keep other crystals in my car, and I'm just showing those here. So I keep a clear quartz point in my car. I love quartz because it cleanses energy. It raises the vibration. It's a do-all crystal, and I love it. I keep a piece of aquamarine, I think this is. I'm not sure, but I'll have it on the screen. But this stone here is really calming. I do know that, and I love it for when I'm stuck in rush hour. I might just pop it off of the putty and just hold it in my hands and meditate with it. Of course, I keep a piece of selenite in my car because selenite is really cleansing and clearing. You know, it helps keep the road rage away and keeps you focused as well. Keeps the energy light. Then I keep a piece of yellow jasper. I love yellow jasper because this is a solar plexus crystal, and so it's good for movement and travel and getting to where you want to go, how you want to get there. And jasper crystals are just amazing to work with in general. And then of course I have my organite. I love organites. I personally feel as though I'm sensitive to electromagnetic fields and radiation, so I keep organite on deck with me pretty much wherever I go. And it's perfect for a car. It's an electric device, so yeah, it makes sense. So that is pretty much that. I've shown you how I cleanse my home using sage, vinegar, and water in a vapor instead of a smoke. Also, that way of cleansing is really good for if you have asthma, or if your lungs are weak, or you just don't like to have smoke inside your house. It's a really good way to, you know, use the sage without burning it. So I showed you how to cleanse your home using sage, vinegar, and water. I showed you how to crystal grid your home using tourmaline, a wonderful protective stone that helps absorb negative energy and transmute it, and also keep that fuck shit away from you. And then I've showed you how to grid your car, as well as some crystals that I like to keep in my car personally. And you can put whatever crystals in your grid, in your house, and in your car. It's all up to you. But I really love working with tourmaline because it is a very protective stone, and it just always keeps me grounded and keeps me very present. And when I look at it, I feel as though it's like a shield, and I just carry that energy with me throughout my travels and throughout my days. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can comment, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Or you cannot do any of that. It's all up to you. It's your life. And I will be back with another video. Bye.